So this afternoon we have Dave Smith. He is our musician at the Life by God's Design Ministry. Today we're just going to get to know a little bit more about David. David, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
It is a pleasure. You have been with the Life by God's Design Ministry since inception. What first got you into music?
First got me into music. Well, I think it was something inborn in me, and because I was going in church, I'm familiar with all the instruments. So tambourine days and transition to guitar, which my mother taught me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So you learned to play the guitar first.
That's right.
All right. Who or what inspired you to do music?
Well, my mom, she could play the guitar, so living in a church as a Christian, you tends to see the need to play, and there was nobody there at the time, and I had a challenge in my hands. I did it.
You just did it. So she has been a Christian a while too, all her life?
All her life.
Ah, awesome. Yeah. How long have you been teaching and playing?
Well, playing, I would say from about age 15 I started playing. Well, teaching is it wasn't something I did permanently. It was off and off. But recently, for the past 3 years, I got involved permanently in teaching.
Yeah. Awesome. And what instruments do you play? What are the instruments that you do?
The drums was my first love. Then I got introduced to the guitar. Then I transitioned from the guitar to the keyboard. So I basically play the bass, the keyboard, and the drums.
That's awesome, Mr. Smith. I don't know how you do so much things, but that is really good.
God be the glory.
How were you introduced to this church?
Well, it was someone I knew who needed a musician for their church, and they asked me to come and fill in at the time. So I was a bit hesitant at one, but then afterward I took out a challenge.
Oh, I'm eager to know, why were you hesitant?
Well, coming back from the Cayman Islands, I didn't want to do anything. I used to play back in the Caymans and churches, so I come here, I wanted to settle down a little bit. So I didn't want to get involved right away. So when she asked me, I said, I'll think about it. But it didn't take maybe 3 months after that. She came back and asked again, and then I took up the challenge.
Oh, awesome, Brother Dave. Do you enjoy teaching? What impact does it have on you?
Enjoy teaching, yes, I do, because it's when you know someone is catching on to what you're imparting, it's good to know that you feel that kind of love. And the next question was again?
How does it? What impact does it have on you?
Fulfilled.
It's very fulfilling.
Yeah, fulfilling.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And it shows in your, just seeing you on Sundays, it really does.
Yes.
What is your favorite thing about music?
Favorite thing about music? When everything is coordinating, I just love that part. When you have somebody who are around, you can balance what you're playing and feel everything and the person's enjoying and being receptive too. There's no much more fulfillment than that.
Awesome. What is your vision for the future in music at this church?
To see musicians evolve comes up, and I can sit back and watch them and say, yes, that's a product of my my hard work.
Yes.
For the future, yes, I would love to see a complete band, and persons more take out the challenge and be more serious
and dedicated.
You understand? Yeah. So for now, it's a bit challenging, but it's not a one night, one day thing. It's a process you have to be learning. So for the future, I want to see more persons come on board and get involved.
Awesome. One of the things that I've noticed with you is that you teach the younger sets, right? You want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, yes, that's true. The younger minds are easy to catch on easier to teach, easier to take chances. When the older person won't. It's just like riding a bicycle. If you are at my age going on a bicycle, I won't take some chances. So the younger ones now will pick up the bicycle and throw it here and there. So when they put them on the instrument, it's like it grows with them, and they make it be a part of them. So I enjoy teaching the younger ones.
Awesome, awesome. Finally, Mr. Smith, Brother Dave, what advice do you have for someone wanting to be in your footsteps?
One, be humble. It's hard to be my footstep. Yeah, it's a good question. Be humble for one. Yes, I tend to not to rush into doing things, not to be hasty, and for that I think that's why I'm where I'm at now. Just be cautious in moving forward. Listen, apply the hard work, and then you'll get the result.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today, Brother Dave. Continue to do the good work that you're doing here at Life by God's Design Ministry. We appreciate you, and you are definitely a role model for a lot of persons, musicians, artists to follow. Bless you, sir. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you very much.